Right, we got a bunch of transformation here. You have to separate the two different types of transformation before and after the square root. So you have to clearly be able to see what's happening before the square root and what's happening after the square root. Okay, once you see that, you can actually even write it like this. 3 times by f. So here's my x. We're adding 1 first. And then we're timesing it by -2. And then we're applying the square root. So I replace that with f. And then we're timesing it by 3. And then we're adding it by 2. The transformation. Now these x, y, here, this represents the x and y of this function. The square root of x. Okay, they don't represent any random x, y. They represent the x and y's in the root function. Now because of the times by 2, -2, and because of the adding 1, right? We actually have to, so to think about it like this. For example, I want to plug in 4 into the root function. What do I have to do to this equation to isolate for my real x? The x that I need to plug in. Right, you divide by -2. And then what do? Right, that's the transformation. And you do that to every single point. Not only when you want 4, but if you want 1, 2, 3, whatever number. The y, which is the result after you get square root, gets times by 3, and then you get added by 2. Okay, so this is the mapping, which is going to give us precise where the points are. Okay, but you have to still know that 2 represents horizontal compression by half. That negative represents horizontal reflection. Okay, that +1 represents horizontal shift of -1. This is a vertical shift of 2, and that 3 represents vertical stretch by factor of 3. Okay, you got to know that. You got to be able to say it. Okay, on the test you will get asked to identify the transformation. All right, let's get our 3 popular points in the root function. These ones. Let's move them. Okay, so 0, 0 will become -1 and 2. 1 will become -3/2 and 5. 4 will become -2, -3. And 2 will become 6, 8. Okay, let me carefully plot that. This is the most important point. You still have to understand, in the original function, this was the start, right? Start location. This is still the start location. Okay, so it's -1 and 2, -3/2 and 5. -1 and 2. And -3, -1, -2, -3, and 8. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. Somewhere here. This is the start. Like that. That's quite ugly. Let me just try to make it smoother. Wow. Like that. It's okay?
It starts at -1, right?
Yeah, -1 and 2. That's where it starts.